Good day, my friends and family. Welcome back to my broadcast. This is West Best Media. My name is Neville Philpotts. I'm your host. And today, I'm going to dig deep into the fall of Babylon and the rise of Africa. But before I get into it, I want to ask you to please like and share and subscribe to help us grow this channel and to speak the truth and to spread the word about our people and how great we were and how great we can be again. All right, so let's get into it. For over 400 years, our people were taken away from Africa and scattered across the world in the Americas, the Caribbean. We were enslaved, and a lot of things happened to us. Even Africa, in the Congo, a very brutal regime took over Congo as a colony under one man, King Leopold II of Belgium. Under his rule, he treated Congo as his own personal property. It's estimated that over 10 million people died under his rule. He was so cruel and wicked. If a person didn't produce the allotment they were given for the day or for the week, he would cut their hands off or cut their legs off. The females were raped and abused, including the female children, were raped and abused. He took the African skulls and other artifacts back to Belgium to display them in his museum. And this went on for over 400 years. In the Caribbean, slaves were taken to different plantations. But throughout all of this, we have our ancestors who, through extreme circumstances, were able to survive and resist. One such was Haiti, the land that was called Hispaniola. That part was the Dominican Republic, and Haiti was ruled by the French. The Haitian people rise up and beat, at the time, the West best army that the West had, which was the French. Napoleon was beaten. And for that, the white world, Europe and America, put an embargo in Haiti. France imposed a penalty that they should pay for all the slaves France lost and the plantation that was burned. And until today, Haiti is paying for it. But Haiti didn't stop there. After Haiti won the election, not the election, after Haiti won their freedom, the Haitian regrouped and marched to the other side of the island, which was then called Hispaniola. It's now called DR, the Dominican Republic. The Haitian marched that side and helped the slave in Hispaniola defeated the Spaniards. But Haiti was penalized for that. There was a dictator who took over Hispaniola after the French, after the Spaniards moved out. There was a dictator who took over Hispaniola, ruled Hispaniola for close to 30 years. And he despised the Haitians. So he started telling his people that they weren't black. They weren't black people, even though they have visible traces of blacks that you could see. So that's why a lot of Dominicans say they're not black, they're more white, because they were taught to believe if they were white, if they claim they were white, they will get along in this world much better. So that's where the racism came in. Puerto Rico, the same thing. I remember in my country, when I was growing up, I used to hear the phrase, they want to whiten the population. So they would bring in white male and female. If I'm correct, I think it was Venezuela or Argentina to marry to the locals because they want to whiten the complexion of the people. They want to lighten the complexion of the people. So the offsprings would come out much lighter. These are the things we went through, but yet we survived. But Africa is rising. Africa is rising to take its rightful place in this world. And it started one country at a time. Many of our leaders that seek liberation were killed. Patrice Lumumba, Nyerere, Sankara, Malcolm X, Martin Luther King. The list goes on. But yet, we pushed on. So now, we're at a pivotal point. We start seeing the liberation in West Africa. Started in Mali, then moved to Burkina Faso, then Niger. With those three countries, they were part of what you call ECOWAS. That's the West African region trading bloc. They walked away from ECOWAS because ECOWAS was not looking out for Africa. West ECOWAS became a tool for the West. They walk away and form their own region association, the AES. And if you look today, 3 years since the achievement those three countries had, Burkina Faso at one point was ranked as one of the poorest countries in Africa. It's not anymore. And its leader, though a military man, he is for the people and he lived by the people. He don't live in a big extravagant house. He don't drive in a pretty car. In fact, he's so humble that he still keeps his military salary as a captain. He said he don't want any presidential salary. He took control of the country's minerals. And now he's able to sell those minerals on the market for a fair price. He's using that money to rebuild Burkina Faso. But yet the West call him a junta or a junta, whatever they call it. That's not my term. That's not in my vocabulary. He's not. He's a true African leader. He builds roads. He builds houses for the people. He builds schools. Now it was reported that he's manufactured or assembled 500 new buses, electric buses, for the people to have better transportation around the country. And you were telling me he's a dictator? Well, if he's a dictator, I want him in my country, Jamaica. Or the country I live in, or you in the United States. But see, these are all words that the West use to confuse us. And once we start using the words the West are using and start believing what the West is saying, then they'll move in and eliminate him because they want to keep the country poor so they can rape the country of all its mineral. But not only in Burkina Faso, Niger, and Mali. The winds are blowing in Chad, in Senegal, in Ghana, in Cote d'Ivoire, or at the Ivory Coast, whatever you want to call it, in Togo. Change is coming. See what's going on in East Africa, in Ghana, in Kenya, one of the beacon of the West, poster, William Ruto, the poster child of the West. His people, his nation is rejecting him. He's not looking out for the people. He's looking out for himself and the West. His people are rejecting him. There was a large demonstration there, the 25th of this month. A blogger was killed in the security of the police. They locked him up in a cell. They claimed he would commit suicide, but he didn't. He was murdered. So the youth of Kenya is saying, no more, no more. They're taking to the streets. that fire is going to spread. That's why other East African leaders is cagey right now, because they know once a fire spread from Kenya to Tanzania or Ethiopia or any of those East African countries. But all I can say to these leaders, do the right thing for your people. They put you there to do the right thing. Don't steal and rob for you and your family. Eventually, it's going to call up to you, and it's not going to be pretty. Africa is not, African youth are not waiting anymore. They want a unified Africa, and they're going to get rid of all those leaders who stand in their way. Right now, the call is for one Africa president, and one African president, one African army, which we need. We need that badly, and we need to include the diaspora in that move. I'm going to tell you why we need it. We need a good, solid, strong African army to go into the DRC and protect the minerals in the DRC. Drive out the M23 and it's being said that Paul Kagame is behind the M23. Let Paul Kagame know in no uncertain terms. You change, stop backing the M23, or you leave peacefully. But we need unity for this to happen, my people. We need unity. And in this unity, in this African army, we need to include the diaspora, because we have things that we contribute to the reunification. So yes, let me tell you why we need to go to the army, need to go into the DRC. The DRC is sitting in 24 trillion dollars worth of mineral underneath its ground today. That's what it's been estimated to be. Could be a lot more. The DRC will and can become the tech hub for Africa. It can finance the Africa Renaissance. It has enough mineral. Once the Africa military, the African Union military, not the African Union that they have today, because that's another puppet regime, but the new African regime, soldiers take control of the DRC. The new Africa Union need to float an African bond to its diaspora for us to help finance Africa, including all the minerals in the DRC. One of its major job, I would say for the first, is to build the Congo Dam, that hydro dam to produce electricity. You build that dam, it can produce enough electricity for most of Central Africa and beyond. But we need We need that unity, and we need that unity fast. African leaders now need to get together with a new agenda to form this new union and to elect a new leader, not a puppet leader like the African Union has now, because that's a dead organization. We need a new African Union. We need Africa own currency. My proposal is that we call it the Afro. It's not my, I didn't come up with that name. Patrice Lumumba, PLO from Kenya. I heard him said it several years ago, and I liked it. So that's why I'm using it. I'll give him credit for that. But we need to come up with our own currency, backed by our own minerals and resource. That would be the most powerful currency in the world. There's no other continent has the kind of resource we have. So we need to move fast, my people. Please support your leaders who are looking out for you. And the ones that are not, let them know. Let them know so they can change. If they don't change, get rid of them. Thank you. Have a blessed day. And again, please like and share my channel. Help me to grow this channel. Because here in West Best, we talk about all things Africa. Good day, and God bless.